My vision for the project has been to create a space for the other 6 people in my house, looking at the next 20 years to what needs they're going to have. Try and create a space that works for the whole family ultimately. Bought this house back in 22 and sat with my friend, who was also my architect. Shout out to AP Architects. And we sat for many, many nights in trying to get this house in the right way, in the right shape that we wanted to. Try and restore a lot of its Victorian attributes that the house has. I feel like we've managed it to have a temple room, managed a nice large kitchen that will fit all of us comfortably, and also managed to have a bedroom and bathroom downstairs for my parents ultimately. I think it was Rotten Park Road. I saw a random little sign hanging out of the side of a house and it said ProBuild360. So I had a look on the website first, had a look at some of the design work that you'd already completed, and then spoke to the lovely Savannah. It's not like I didn't go out for other builder quotes. I did. I have to be super honest and say my biggest reason to go with ProBuild was Bahram, who's the managing director. He came across as a gentleman. You know, he actually gave us ideas on the day as we were walking and talking through the house. The double doors that you were walking through in the kitchen was Bahram's idea. When I've gone through the project with other builders, it's very much, okay, yes, fine, no problem. But I think that initial conversation that I'd had with Bahram, he had almost the same vision as me to bring the period property back to life with a bit of modernness in it. His demeanour was just amazing. And I think it was the next day that I actually came down and came into the showroom and had a look. One great thing about the showroom is that everybody that is part of this project is situated there. The daily tools and desks and kitchens that they're using are working kitchens. You could see this granite in the showroom and it gives you a feel of what it's going to be like in reality ultimately. When we go towards my parents' bathroom, there's a seat in there. You know, I saw a lot of these design features within the showroom, which is fantastic. Working with ProBuild has been an experience, a good one. It's a lot easier to work with ProBuild because they have specific managers. Wes has been amazing as the external construction manager. You know, he's got everything on the build, how we wanted it, how we visioned it, because ultimately he's building the shell for us. And he's listened to all the little bits and bobs. He's also advised as we've gone along as well. We've then got Matt, who's the internal manager as such. Again, you know, the finish of the house, you can see it in the videos, it's amazing. Matt's always been accommodating. And then obviously I've worked very hard with Alex in terms of the designing of the house. And you can see from the house that, you know, the design aspect of the house has been amazing. I think at this point, if I don't shout out Mrs. P, Tammy, you know, I think I've done her head in the most in terms of the design aspect. But again, you know, her experience and her knowledge has been greatly appreciated throughout this whole project when it comes to what are we choosing, what colours are we choosing, how should we, I guess, move things around or direct or shape things within bedrooms and so on. And not forgetting Max, who is the electrical contracts manager, really thorough. Through the initial work of the project, he walked through the house with me, what I wanted, where I wanted it, and also advised where the right lighting would be. Because sometimes I'd want 2 spotlights and he'd say it'd be too dark, you need to add an extra, etc. I've never had to worry about calling a person in to complete a particular job. For me, it was, well, actually, if there's a drainage that's not in the right place or something externally, then I needed to just contact Wes. You know, it's much easier when you're just dealing with 4 people. And I wasn't just said, yes, it will be fine, it will get sorted. It was given to me with a timeline. Somebody will be there on Tuesday or somebody will be there on Wednesday to sort the problem out. A pretty quick turnaround. So when you self-build or you try and do these projects by yourself, you never know whether your workforce is going to turn up. There was always a ProBuild van outside this property. And this property has taken ProBuild and myself a full year to put together. And come rain or wind, there's always been somebody here to do something within the house. That's been one of the biggest highlights for me. As a person who's put almost their life savings into a project, you know, to know that it's in good hands, to know that somebody's always there to get something done. The highlight of this house is that it's done, and it's done to how we wanted it done. It's done where we feel comfortable and we can call it a home. There were no hidden costs. I had a value put to what I needed to get done. Yes, I've gone slightly over budget, but I've gone over budget for the right reasons. I keep calling myself a client, but I feel like I'm a family member. So my advice to any future ProBuild family members would be go out there and go do your homework, but don't compare cost, compare the value of what you're getting.